Ready, set, go.
Hello, welcome back to Disco Elysium. We were last just talking to this lovely man and his son about this research and development building, but I feel like there's might be a little bit more to this building than might be letting on. So we're gonna check out a little bit more about this place. Another power box that charges nothing now, it's empty. Okay, fence blocks the path, no way on from here. Okay, fair enough, but you can't keep a good man down. Pretty sure there's gotta be something else for me to find around here. There's gotta be. Like what, with this like flooring and everything, there's gotta be something. What is this? What are we looking at here? Ooh, a payphone.
Use it to call someone, unless
I could.
Out of change.
I got change. Lord knows I'm not using it to pay rent.
You hear the tone. The machine is inoperable.
Ooh, I'm gonna call a random number for 10 cents.
Calling.
Okay,
Still
calling.
This
Still
feels
calling.
wrong. Should you be doing this?
It doesn't feel wrong. It just feels
End of
weird.
tone. Someone picks up.
Oh. Oh. Who do we got? Hello? I might be. What's Pierre like?
Find the time to call me. It gets
Oh.
Even the animals have died.
Oh. What kind of pets did you have?
Oh, you're Pierre. Your voice
Oh.
is different. I
Uh-huh.
chrysanthemum.
Oh, I don't feel good about this anymore. This feels wrong now. Now this
The
feels
voice
wrong.
is drowned in white noise.
Okay.
Sounds like waves washing a beach, growing in volume until the call suddenly disconnects. You get a sinking feeling.
Great.
It makes you look if Lieutenant Kitsuragi overheard you. To your relief, he did not.
Alright, I'm gonna leave. That made me feel bad. That made me feel distinctly not good. We go around the building here. Hello? Oh, who's this? Is this a cryptozoologist? Tiny cages, carefully constructed. Who are you? Who are you? Hello?
Here we go. Nice and easy. No way out, little guys. Not out.
We
of this
found him.
jam.
We found him! I can't believe we actually found him.
There's
Hello,
a silver
Morel.
on the ground in which the man
Uh-huh.
is arranging some netting.
Uh-huh.
It looks like some kind
Mhm.
of trap. He notices
Right.
you.
He notices me, and I notice him, and he looks at me, and I look at
Who's
him.
there? Oh, the police. Hello, officers.
It is, yeah. Hello.
Is
Hello,
that the
Morel.
police? Why are the police here?
Gary the crypto-fascist? Morel, why do you have a crypto-fascist with you? What? Why are you
Don't
here,
worry,
Gary?
Gary. I'll handle it.
Yeah, Morel, what are you doing with a crypto-fascist? You must be Morel, the
To walk away
cryptozoologist.
with pleasure.
Well, your wife told us to find you.
Sarcasm. He takes no pleasure from your appearance.
That's fair. That's fair. I'm not going to take it personally. Lena sent me. She's been really worried about you and is waiting for you to get back.
Of course. Thank you for passing along the message. That damn
Of course.
warlock is broken, and we can't go all
Not
the way
anymore.
around the 881.
Yeah, that was me. I did it. That was me.
You broke
It's fixed
the
now.
warlock
You can
with
go
a
back.
motor carriage. There was
I sure did.
billboard in the canal.
Yeah.
Not a vehicle.
Yes, I ran it over.
Samaran butter.
Yes, no, I jumped over the canal in my motor carriage, but tore through the Samaran butter sign, which then fell into the canal, blocking the gates, and I used the pawn shop as a launch ramp. I'm sorry, I really don't know.
Go back now?
Yes, that is exactly what we
Yes,
said, Gary.
We can go soon. If you see Lena, tell her I won't be long.
I will tell her immediately.
Your wife is waiting for you.
I just
Yes.
have to do one more round. See if the phasmid has taken the bait. Then we're going.
Right, what are you looking for exactly? I can't remember if they were looking for the Cold Mamadakwa. They might have been looking for something else, though. But I remember the Cold Mamadakwa being referred to as a
For all
phasmid.
his passion, this man is diligent and patient.
Yes.
You could learn things from him.
It's so true. Tell me about this phasmid you're looking for.
Well, first of all, it's damn difficult to find, which is why we've been knee-deep in the reeds laying traps for it.
Right. Oh, right. They were looking for the stick bug. What makes it so
Question.
difficult to find?
Being a phasmid of the order Phantasmodea, a ghost insect,
Ah,
it disguises itself as plant matter. In this case,
Right.
the reeds. Awful
Right.
lot of reeds around, aren't there?
yes, and it's hard to know what is a reed and what is a reed that's actually a stick, but is by all intents and purposes a
I
reed.
suspect it may have also developed other specialized techniques to protect itself from predators or scientists
Right.
in our present case.
That is conveniently inconvenient. What sorts of specialized techniques is this phasmid using to hide
It's my
itself?
hypothesis that it has evolved certain electrochemical defenses that allow it to interfere with animal perception, impeding pattern recognition, confusing the visual cortex.
Classic.
But I
I do that
cannot
all the time.
describe how these defenses work, much less
Of
how
course
they
not.
evolved, without studying a live specimen.
I see. Right. Also
Yes.
convenient.
It makes
Yeah.
perfect sense. You're beginning to suspect there's something paranatural about this phasmid.
Yes. That went
Ghost
without saying.
insect, he said. These people are looking for a ghost.
Okay. So how big is this phasmid supposed to be?
One known
What?
species of phasmid, called the Megaphasmodea zoensis, is about the size of a grown man's forearm. So
That is big for a bug. That's big for a
Seems
bug.
puny, to be honest.
It's not tiny, but for a bug, that's pretty big. It's big for a bug. Why are you so interested in this stick bug? It doesn't seem to be as colorful as some of the other cryptids I've heard about.
Assumption. Insects
Maybe.
are much more sophisticated creatures than those unversed in zoology give them credit for. Even
Perhaps.
simply catching a glimpse of the Indian phasmid would be the apex of
Right.
of any cryptozoology
Sure.
career. But to study it and its defenses, find out how it stayed hidden so long.
Maybe it stayed hidden so long because it doesn't. Maybe it's because it doesn't exist.
Would be glory itself.
Right. What have you discovered about it so far?
I'm sorry to say. No one's ever captured a specimen, so all our
Right.
information is based on first and third-hand accounts.
What about second-hand accounts? You don't have any of those?
Not
No one's ever
yet.
found one?
That's what makes it a cryptid.
Right. That makes sense.
Just out of curiosity, if there's no proof of its existence, how do you know it's real?
This is a fair question, Kim. This is a very
I
fair
know
question.
it's real.
Okay. On what basis? This is what we just asked. We just asked, how do you know it's
clear
real?
That his obsession with the phasmid is driven by
Uh-huh.
something more than the pure pursuit of scientific advancement.
This man's got some stock in being successful
By which
in
I
this.
mean, I've heard enough
Right.
first-hand accounts to believe quite firmly that the Insulindian phasmid is more than mere superstition.
Okay. Okay, Lena did say that there was a sighting of it here in
The
Martinez.
most recent sighting was by a couple of teenagers along the coast here. That's what
Couple of
brought
teenagers?
us to
We've-
Martinez specifically.
We've met a couple of teenagers along the coast here. Would they know about
It's
it?
the first credible sighting in several decades. Admittedly,
Right.
it's an unusual location for this species, but with all the sewage runoff upstream, It probably doesn't matter much anymore.
Right. Okay, so maybe it's died out. Maybe in the time that it took for you to get here, maybe it's just dead.
To resist the thought, such an extraordinary creature is doubtlessly highly resilient. After
It
all,
seems like we're
it's never really
extrapolating,
thought to
though,
be
at this
capable
point.
of parthenogenesis.
Well, what does that mean? What is parthenogenesis?
Females don't need males to reproduce. Makes it easier
Ah,
for a species to survive in adverse conditions.
that's
Yes,
pretty clever.
Insulindian phasmid is a very clever insect. That's why it's so damn difficult to catch. But as a
Right.
scientist, I'll try my best to remain dispassionate.
You seem to be failing at that, quite frankly. The whole remaining dispassionate, that doesn't seem to be one of your strong suits at this time. Tell me about these traps.
They may not look impressive, but Lena designed
No,
them
they
quite
don't.
cleverly. So I'm sure they'll
Okay,
do
that
the
is-
trick.
Okay,
Yes.
Lena designed the traps? Nice. Cool. How do they work?
Attracted by the
Okay.
locusts, the phasmid crawls down the funnel and, having
Right.
eaten its fill, can't get back out.
Cause it's too big after having
At least,
eaten?
that's the intention. The net is
Right.
the perfect solution, but we didn't want to use anything that might damage the specimen's delicate exoskeleton.
Of course not. Of course not. Of course not. What are you using as... Well, I guess he just said
Locusts.
locusts. Yes.
Nearly all
Yeah.
known phasmids are herbivores.
Mm-hmm.
But we've
Mhm.
hypothesized that the Insulindian phasmid might occasionally prey on other insects.
But then, if nearly all known phasmids are herbivores, why would you break that what's the word? Why would you break that precedent just to follow a hypothesis? Like, because it seems like this hypothesis will also determine your success in finding the thing that you're actually trying to find. So why would you risk finding the thing just so that you can confirm another
Inside the
hypothesis?
traps, a number of locusts
It seems
crawl
like a
and tether
badly
one another in a tiny
figured
chittering
plan.
swarm.
And what will you do if the
They'll
traps don't work?
I assure you. The
Oh, will
predatory
they?
hypothesis, using locusts
Uh-huh.
as bait, accounts for the failure of previous efforts by other teams, which use plants.
Okay.
We have given this some thought.
And we're sure that the failure of previous efforts by other teams was due to the use of plants. We know this for sure.
Yes.
All right, let me ask you
What?
about something else. How did you become a
I've just
cryptozoologist?
always liked animals and puzzles.
Okay,
Searching for cryptids is a bit of both.
fair enough. All right. So you're living your
It's
childhood
not
dream out
child's
here.
play, just because I have to traipse through the mud every so often.
Hmm. It doesn't. I'm not saying that it is, but there's also not necessarily anything wrong with that. Also, why not just be a zoologist? Real animals are also
Real.
puzzling.
I know you think one is a respectable profession, while the other is
Yes.
superstition. Everyone does.
It does seem like a
My
lot of
methods
wishful
are the
thinking.
Same as those of other scientists. I'll simply
They're
draw
not.
upon a
Well,
wider
like, I
variety of
guess.
evidence, and I have more hope that something truly surprising might happen.
Okay,
Your
fair
nerve
enough.
endings tell you there is no such thing as a positive surprise.
Right. Has anything truly surprising ever actually happened
No,
to you?
As I said, I have yet
Okay.
to catch a cryptid, although I have come close.
Uh-huh.
Close enough to keep trying.
Oh, have you?
Hmm.
Right.
Interesting. Something
Uh-huh.
for later. This close call.
Right. What kinds of evidence do you use?
Forgotten regional Lawton newspaper accounts,
Mhm.
like the one
Mhm.
that brought us here, to look for the phasmid. I keep a very open mind.
I can see that. I can see that your mind is
He's
very open.
interested in things that people believe that scientists don't.
Right. Do you think that scientists don't listen to
Most
ordinary people enough?
establishment scientists only care about
Establishment
reputation
scientists.
and remuneration, not
Perhaps.
real research. And
Certainly not.
not the truth. They're a cowardly lot. And both the field and basement archives can be dangerous places.
I see. I see. So you have never actually discovered
No,
a cryptid.
very few cryptids are ever discovered.
Right.
And not for a lack of trying. To stay hidden is a cryptid's primary quality.
Right.
It's even in the
Yes.
name, cryptid.
Right. That does make sense. So how many, like, have any
Of the
cryptids
list
been
of
found?
cryptids kept by the Cryptozoological Society of Chemney, which is
Right, the CSC.
4,082 items long. About
Mm-hmm.
2,000 have been confirmed as hoaxes.
Okay. That didn't answer our question. That didn't answer our question. Our question was how many cryptids have been found? And his answer was of the 4,082 things that have been registered as cryptids, 2,000 have been confirmed to not be cryptids. So that's a roundabout way of saying that no cryptids have been
Two
found.
are categorized as confirmed discoveries.
Oh,
The rest
okay.
are in differing
There we go.
stages of discovery, refutation, and data collection.
Gotcha. Only so two. That's two more than I was expecting. Honestly, two have proven to be real.
The Chateau Quan
Okay.
forest pygmy, who turned out to be
Okay.
an extinct species of primate, and a cave
Okay.
salamander from Hugo Grad, who is, honestly,
So-
quite unremarkable. It's in a zoo somewhere.
Right. So is it actually a cryptid then, or is it just a salamander? Like this is the thing is like is you would expect a cryptid to have some sort of like super, like I guess supernatural or like extra natural, you might say, quality to it. But if it's just a salamander, is that really a
We
cryptid?
cryptozoologists are brutally honest with ourselves. More so
Are you
even
now?
than the
Are
public.
you?
With cryptids,
Okay.
most cryptids are hoaxes or they are never found. That does not mean we
Right.
should stop searching.
I suppose. I suppose then the insulin phasmid will be the third. I'm not gonna come down too hard on the guy, but it's hard to, it's not very convincing.
If our expedition is successful, every paper in the world will report on it. From
don't know
Rebishon
about
to
that.
Ushantu. It will be a zoological miracle.
Possibly. That doesn't mean it's gonna be in every paper in the
hair
world.
on your arms stand up. Electricity. Sounds like reeds hissing.
The cult of Mamadakwa. Thanks for explaining
Yes.
that. Now about something else. Let's talk about specific
Right.
cryptids.
What cryptids precisely? I usually
called
discuss
them
these
Mamadakwa.
things with specialists. So I don't know what.
We would have to discuss. He wants to say,
Right.
but decides against it. You need to ask him about specific cryptids. Cryptids you've heard
Right.
about from Lena or his friend Gary. He won't just talk.
The biggest cryptid. Right, these two are definitely real. I know the biggest cryptid, the giant of
That's
Coco Noor.
impressive, I guess. But have you seen it with your own eyes?
Not that I know
course you
of.
haven't. I haven't had
Have
a
you seen
chance
it?
to travel to Coco Noor. No. And I likely never will.
Right.
The Samaskil Desert region has been embroiled in a small civil war for the last 8 years.
I should have said yes. I should have said yes that I've seen it.
Mindless
Oh, wow.
barbarism may have wiped out the elusive creature entirely.
Mm,
Sightings of towering luminosities have grown rare
towering luminosities.
recently, while they once used to be constant.
Really?
It
Constant?
remains unclear what this has got to do with you seeing it, as he was inquiring
Right.
before. He was just
Uh-huh.
being defensive.
let's talk about the Gnome of Jeroma. I like that one's got a little bit of rhyming to
the
it.
most dangerous, yes.
Oh,
But do you know the most dangerous living cryptid?
I thought I
He doesn't
did.
want to make it feel like you knowing it is some big deal.
Believe
I can try to
me, you
guess.
won't guess it. You either know
Okay,
or you
well,
don't.
sure.
The most
All right.
dangerous cryptid is a carnivorous ruminant, known
What?
colloquially as the dread moose.
The Dread Moose? You know what? With a name like Dread Moose, I'm gonna react with a little bit of enthusiasm here. Get out of here.
Get out of anywhere. The dread
I was
moose
speaking
is a widely
colloquially.
recorded cryptid from Arda. It subsists
Right.
entirely on
Okay.
flesh, and has even been known to dig up
Jeez.
fresh graves in search of sustenance.
I see. Okay. What does the Dread
Like
Moose
an
look
ordinary
like?
Arden moose.
Oh, so then how do you tell if it's the ordinary or
You
the dread
can't.
kind?
That's what makes it so
Great.
dreadful and hard to identify.
Right. So then, you know what? Between the Koldamadakwa and the Dread Moose, these two sound like cryptids that I can get behind. I am 100% behind the Dread Moose. I absolutely do, Kim. Just go with me on this,
Bodies
Kim.
found in the forest are just one piece of physical evidence.
Sure.
There's more.
You're sure that's not just a
Sightings of
murderer?
Vasa, reaching back 4 centuries. But,
Okay.
of course, nothing satiates the skepticism of.
A detective.
Skeptics?
Pardon me, I did not wish to seek conflict. It's simply my training to question things.
Well, so it's also mine, but it's also in my nature to, engage with things, give certain things a good, honest
Understood,
try.
Lieutenant.
I know about Cryobacter catalensis.
Everyone knows about that one. Thanks to Professor
Okay.
Janu being the talk of the town for a time.
I don't
A bit
remember
of
who that
jealousy
is.
there. He'd want that
Oh.
glory, truth be told. Even if he'd have to inject himself with bacteria to get it.
Although, probably because her life ended as a result of her work in Gutler, no one remembers her
Katla.
contributions to the search for the Nong-Ok,
The Nong
a
Ok?
flightless cursor owl found in the Seminine
Oh.
Isles. Its long legs permit the Nong-Ok to run faster
Okay.
than any other avian, perhaps any other animal. Who knows?
That sounds terrifying. An owl with well, I guess owls generally have proportionately longer legs than you might
But
expect.
it's not hunting its prey in this manner. The
Oh,
Ok
it's
hangs
daytime
from
now, I
tree
guess.
branches, like a bat,
Oh.
waiting to dive on hapless prey below on the jungle floor.
But it's an owl.
Janu
It's still an
liked
owl.
Extreme animals, you see. One of the
Right.
few figures of the academic establishment I respect. Really a shame she disappeared. Oh,
And when did that
decades
happen?
ago, in the 30s. I didn't know her personally,
Right.
of course. A chasm of academic pretension still stood before us, even though she had unusual courage for someone from the other side.
The other side? What does that mean? Which cryptid did you almost catch? You said before that you almost caught
person.
one.
It's a long
A
story.
what?
One
A what?
non-specialist would find rather dull.
Willow people.
Okay.
Not at all.
What are
They're not
willow people?
Really. Some argue they aren't
Okay.
really animals, 'cause they
Well-
seem to have evolved directly from trees.
Oh, like willow, so druids. Like dryads, one might almost
They're
say.
very, very thin, almost flat,
Right.
in fact, and can
Okay.
camouflage themselves easily, wrapping themselves
Uh-huh.
around trees and blending in with the tree bark. In that way, they're not too dissimilar from the phasmid we're looking for here.
Right. And how did you almost
And I
catch it?
painted an entire grove's worth of trees in slow-drying paint.
Oh.
I was hoping one of the willow people would get paid on
Smart.
it and not be able to camouflage itself.
Clever. Very
After
clever.
waiting in hiding for hours,
Mm-hmm.
I saw a figure slip from one of the trees, a lavender
Uh-huh.
shadow dashing through the grove.
It's just a regular skinny person, isn't it? It was just a regular
I
skinny
chased it with a
person.
net. Not very elegant.
Yeah.
You can't be elegant
No.
in the field. And
No, not when the time calls for
faster
it.
than me.
I'm sorry to hear that. What are you smirking about, Kim?
We were snacking on funny mushrooms. It's
That wasn't
easier to
even a
love someone
hypothesis.
than to admit that the world might be more interesting than you've imagined.
I'm actually curious as to what Kim is
Furthermore,
thinking.
I'm not saying it was a confirmed sighting. I'm painfully aware of what goes into verifying such things. There is a serious possibility that I saw a squirrel or a trick of the light. I am my own harshest critic.
Well,
It
that's
makes
good
it
to
a
know.
real point here to sound
Okay.
falsifiable.
True. All right, so tell me about a cool cryptid. Just literally
No
any
offense,
cryptid.
officer, but I'm not much of a pedagogue. I don't know
Okay.
what I would have done if Lena hadn't persuaded me to go back to field research. You should ask her if you want interesting stories.
Fair enough. We already got the story of the Cold
I'm
Mamadakwa.
not a people person, unless you haven't noticed.
I
don't
have
make a
noticed.
good lecturer. My strength lies in field work and persistence.
Fair enough. I'm surprised that we haven't been able to mention the Cold Mamadakwa yet.
By all means.
All right, let's change the subject. Lena seems pretty eager for you to return.
Return to her, I assure you. But I can't leave before we finish with these traps.
All right, maybe I'll have to freaking help with the
My
traps
wife
then.
understands that just as well as anyone.
Fair
Come
enough.
on, Morale. We've been soaking out here for days. It's time to go back.
Gary, you just
Leave
hang
the
on a
traps?
second.
Absolutely not. I won't let Lena down.
Come
Aw.
on. She wants us back. I'm soaked up to my nuts over here. We'll both catch reed crabs if we don't dry out soon.
He's like, what am I gonna say? He's soaked up to his nuts. Like, what are you gonna say to that?
Let Lena down. Sounds like the cryptozoologist's wife shares a special connection to the Phasmid somehow.
I didn't know the Phasmid was so
Of
important to
course it's
Lena.
important to her. She's seen it.
What?
A verified
She
site
what?
on record. One of only 4 this century, and it's hers.
Really? She did not tell me
Yes,
that she had seen it.
That's how we first came to know one another, in fact.
Oh,
That's her story to tell, not mine.
all right.
Needless to say, you must ask her about the mysterious Phasmid.
True, I simply
Suffice to
must.
say, it's long been our dream to find proof of the Insulindian Phasmid together. Can't abandon course now.
Okay, maybe like maybe you could go back to the whirling, warm up, then come back to check the traps
Oh,
later.
No. The traps need to be
Okay,
monitored
all
on
right,
a regular
all right.
schedule. What would we do if the Phasmid were to starve while we were sipping tea at the hostel?
Just a suggestion. Just a mild suggestion.
This.
Fair enough. What if we checked the traps
Didn't
for
expect
you?
to take such an interest in our work here, officer.
Well, cryptozoology and detective work are in fact
Yes,
very similar.
Indeed. Both require a great deal of research, attention to detail, and, above all, persistence.
So true, so true, so true, bestie. Where are these
4 in
traps?
total. One is to
Okay.
the south, on this little peninsula, by the boathouses there. It's very
By the
rare.
boathouses. Gotcha.
Another we set in Land's
Okay.
End, to the northeast. It's behind a
Northeast.
small sand dune there, on your way to the old radio tower. After
Radio
the
tower.
church.
I remember the old radio tower. After the church. Gotcha.
The third
Okay.
is set near the canal, where you cross
Near the canal.
by a concrete
Gotcha.
slab. A big thicket
Okay.
of reeds going up the slope, and among
I
them,
remember the reeds.
you should check at least one of those before returning to this one, since I just said it. This one's more of a technicality, but still, better safe and stupid
Okay.
than sorry.
That's
Fair
it.
enough.
Do we really have time for this extracurricular venture?
What, you're not having fun, Kim? You're not
Being
enjoying
relative to
yourself?
Examining a week-old corpse, I'm not sure mucking about in the reeds qualifies as fun. But have it your way, detective.
We won't be mucking about in the reeds all that much, because only one of them is in the reeds. The rest of them are just out and
If you
about,
think it's
so...
important, you have been right before.
Exactly. What do I do if there's a phasmid
Bring
in
it
one of
to
the
me
traps?
once. Just make sure
Gotcha.
the trap is closed tight.
He's not
Will
comfortable
do.
with the possibility that you'll claim the find, but he's lying about this even to himself.
What if I encountered the
That's
phasmid in the
highly
wild?
unlikely, officer. But in the
I
event
know.
you do, I'll spray you with a pheromone mixture I developed.
Okay. A pheromone mixture, eh?
It's made of musk and research
What?
chemicals. The pheromone should attract the insect
Okay.
to you, or at least prevent it from bolting at the sight of you. It's quite potent. Will last you about a week.
And by that you mean the rest of the game. Sounds good to me. Sounds good to me. Lay it on me, man. Fantastic. Odd smelling spray gives me a satisfied
This is
nod.
the smell of dying reeds, of longing
Ah.
crumbling into the water.
I hope you're not doing this. He dispenses it without letting you touch the canister, so it would be precious like holy water.
It is precious. A single dose cost me 50 real to develop. Not that I expect you to
Jeez.
understand self-financing one's own research.
I don't expect. You shouldn't expect me to understand it. But I'm ready.
Which means
Let's
you
get to it.
pick up and go back to the whirling.
Whatever he thinks about this detour, it's clear that these men are exhausted and in need of assistance.
Yeah. Go head on back to camp, boys, and have yourself a
Finally.
rest.
Someone's talking sense.
Hey, fuck you,
Thank
Gary.
for your help. Gary and I will start breaking down camp. If you have
Right.
any more questions, now's the time to ask. We'll be gone
Yeah.
once you get to it.
Alright, I'll get going. Okay, well, alright, first off, let's see what we got here. Inspect the traps. Right, that's all listed. Physical instrument? That might actually help a bit more. I'm gonna level that up so I can be strong. Yeah. Alright, let's check on whatever this is. What do we got over here? Soggy logs smell of ignition fluid. They still won't light up. And what do we have over here? Heavy military blockades are riddled with bullet holes and crumbling. Great. Alright, let's frickin' talk to Gary, the crypto-fascist.
Hello, I'm Gary.
Hello.
Very generous
Hi,
of you to
Gary.
help us out, officer.
Sure is. It really is very
Really?
generous of us.
I mean, officer.
Kim, or Gary, what? Like, obviously, I don't know why I'm surprised. He's literally not named Gary the crypto-fascist. I don't know what I expected from this guy, but come on,
Lieutenant
man.
raises his eyebrows slightly and
Yeah,
takes out
same.
his
Yep.
notebook.
Yeah, we're writing that one down.
That sounds awfully
Yeah.
familiar. Something to keep in mind for later.
Oh. Does the mug belong to him?
I'm just waiting for my friend Morel to finish up with his insect
Uh-huh.
traps so we can return to civilization.
Right, not a lover
I
of the
like
great
nature,
outdoors.
Just not this bloody coast. It's mostly drunks and degenerates that come here.
Oh, is it drunks and degenerates, Gary?
Degenerates. This man respects authority too much. To see the truth inscribed upon thine own visage. Pretend thou art a paragon of virtue.
I am neither. I mean, obviously, I don't know how well I can convince Gary. Gary doesn't seem to be all that bright. But I'm gonna try and tell him I am neither a drunk nor a degenerate. I am a by the books, clean as a whistle officer of the law, and I'm not even slightly tempted to touch the intoxicants.
Tempted on occasion, but
I'll have you
someone has
now.
to stay strong for Revocol.
So true, Gary. That's also not how you pronounce Revachol.
Revocol with a hard.
Yeah, I know.
Unlike other.
Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah, I noticed that.
Serious question time. This man's no innocent. No one.
No, of course not. You said
I
Revocol?
like to pronounce it the hard way, the old
What?
way, the
Uh-huh.
Vespertine way.
Oh, do you now, Gary? Freaking hate
He winks
Gary.
at you, trying to relay some
Uh-huh.
message, inviting you
Yeah.
to mispronounce it too, perhaps.
Right. Yeah, he's freaking dog whistling
It's a
at
secret
me.
right. A very French
Yeah.
nationalist handshake, probably.
Exactly. You wouldn't happen to know anything about the man hanging behind the whirling in rags? Just by any chance?
So that's what the RCM in Martinez is about. Great to hear someone's finally taking care of that.
Isn't it? Yeah, it's great. I'm so glad that Gary the crypto fascist thinks that what I'm doing in town is great. I'm so glad to hear about
So
that.
you do know something about it.
No, nothing.
Oh no.
He was some kind of mercenary. But everyone here
Mhm.
knows that. I'm just
Right.
glad to hear you're looking into it. That's all.
And I'm so glad that Gary the crypto fascist is glad to hear that I'm looking into it. I'm so glad to hear about
He
that.
didn't kill him or anything, but there's something going on here.
Yes. Is this your mug?
My mug? Why would you think that?
You said, because you said yellow man. That's not really something many people go
Really?
around
I
saying.
hear it all the time.
Oh,
Only
do you
jest,
now?
of
Oh,
course.
do you hear it
No
all the
offense meant
time,
to
Gary?
anyone.
No offense meant to anyone? All right.
Okay, I admit it. I threw the mug
Okay,
away in
there
the
we
trash
go.
container behind the hospital.
Uh-huh.
I know I
Mm-hmm.
shouldn't have, and I am very sorry, officer.
Mm-hmm. So you were around there around the time of the
You're not
murder.
going to find me, are you?
I would, but I don't know how. How do I find someone,
Using a standard
Kim?
form, officer.
Okay, great.
It's 50
Thank
reais.
you.
You're getting off easy. In return, we expect information. You have questions to answer, sir.
What did you
So
do,
true, so
Gary?
true. Gary it was just Gary. He was just Garying around.
Nothing. Just answering some
He
questions.
He
Helping
just
out the
bought
law.
he bought a racist mug, and then he saw a murder or was near the scene of the murder, and then threw away the racist mug, so that no one would know how obviously he's a racist.
Here we go. Start pumping that
Mm-hmm.
info.
How did you get into the trash container,
I know a
Mr.
guy who
Gary?
works with the trash collection services. CS Municipal.
Ooh,
He gave me a master key for the trash containers of Martinez.
a master key for the trash containers of Martinez, you don't say. Why would anyone need to get into
So I
everyone's
can use
trash?
the Whirling's
Well,
trash compactor to store my own stuff.
What?
Garbage disposal is expensive as hell.
Oh,
And
is it?
Europeans run it like a mob.
Oh,
I'm
do they?
sorry, okay? I thought I could cut costs. I shouldn't have.
Mm-hmm.
I shouldn't have disgraced myself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I'm not even worried about you disgracing yourself. You just shouldn't have done the thing.
Disgraced. No need for the histrionics.
No,
It was, after all, just a trash container.
so true. I like
He
that
studies
Kim
his
is.
reaction. Gary doesn't answer.
Yeah. So Gary, quick question, Gary. Did you happen to put the clothes of a man, so by the man I mean the murder victim, the man that was hanging behind the whirling in rags, into that
Officer,
trash container?
Please, let me explain. It's not like that.
Please
I was
explain
only
then.
cleaning up. I live right
Oh,
across
were
the
you
yard
then?
from where he was hanged, and I saw
Uh-huh.
him stripped naked. All the
Uh-huh.
clothes lying around in the yard, smelling. People are animals.
Yes. Yes.
Then I
What
came out to clean
happened?
up the rags because no one else would.
Mm-hmm.
I
Obviously,
put them into
he's
the
a
whirling
savior to
trash,
society.
along with a broken mug, admittedly.
There you go, the broken racist mug.
Okay.
Gotcha.
I was coming to throw the mug away, and, well,
Mm-hmm.
I threw the mug there and the clothes
Mm-hmm.
too.
Mm-hmm. Great.
Right. It was just civic duty.
Just civic duty. He was just being a good, healthy citizen is what he was
Exactly.
doing.
That's exactly what it was. Civic duty.
Mm-hmm.
As he shifts uncomfortably, a series of clicks,
Mhm.
like the clinking of glass beads against one another as they roll across a hardwood floor. You've heard this sound before,
Oh.
but where?
What was that strange sound? Mm-hmm. The clinking I just
Really?
heard when you moved.
There's
Mm-hmm.
lots of weird stuff out here in the reeds, though. Insects,
Mm-hmm.
trash.
Mm-hmm.
Could be the wind shifting some garbage nearby.
Every day,
Sure.
the wind shifts the reeds and whatever was left in them. Tambourines
Mhm.
and condom wrappers, plastic and
Both.
glass bottles, the smell of decay.
Right. Why would you just throw tambourines into
sound
the
you heard
reeds?
was not the sound of something easily abandoned.
No. Would you happen so if you threw away a bunch of his clothes, you wouldn't happen to know anything about the victim's missing arm, or would you?
No. I mean, yes. Of course. I know he was
Uh-huh.
wearing armor, but
Right.
I don't know anything about it.
Right, of
If
course
you could see
not.
He's not telling the truth, but he's too
Yeah,
scared
no,
to
he's-
admit more wrongdoing.
Of course.
I hope
Let's
I
keep
can
moving.
help your investigation in my small way.
Uh-huh. Oh, nice, I leveled up again. Okay, are you also a cryptozoologist?
I help
No,
Morel with
no.
research sometimes, and I've learned
Oh,
some things
do
along the
you?
way.
But I don't usually go in for picnics like this on my own.
Picnics? Does this seem like a picnic
After
to you,
all
Gary?
this time with Morel, he must have an opinion on cryptids.
Mm-hmm.
This could lead to a good one.
I'm very much into cryptids. I absolutely love cryptids. Do you have a favorite cryptid,
Oh,
Gary?
yes, the burning rhino.
The
Morel
The burning
thinks he's
rhino.
real, but I don't much
Mm-hmm.
care because I won't be
Okay.
the one looking for him out in Safra Sarai.
What's a burning rhino? Tell me, Gary, what is a burning
rhinoceros
rhino?
that looks ordinary during the day, but burns brightly by
Mhm.
night. Well, at least
Okay.
the males do.
Burn how?
They have special ducts just above their shoulder
Ah.
blades that secrete a combustible fluid.
What?
When the rhino is just
What?
beginning to light itself, it looks as though
What?
it has wings of fire.
But then, if you secrete a combustible fluid, just because it's combustible doesn't mean that it immediately lights on fire. That doesn't make sense. Why? Also, why
Flames are
only the
not just
males?
for decoration. They are an
Right.
integral part of the beast's mating behavior.
Oh,
During the
how
burning
so?
rhino's mating season, herds
Mhm.
of male rhinos, all aflame, encircle
Right.
herds of female rhinos, forming a fiery ring as they begin to copulate loudly.
Okay. This sounds way too obvious to be a cryptid. This sounds way too big and obvious to be any kind of real
Local
cryptid.
peasants call it the passion ring. They fear the
Uh-huh.
rhinos, as
Uh-huh.
perhaps they should. Anyway,
Yeah, rhinos will fuck you up.
Lieutenant
That's fair.
sighs without looking up from his notes.
Yeah, I'm with
It's
Kim on
clear
this
that
one.
burning rhino
Yeah.
is dear to him on many levels, some even
Yeah.
spiritual.
Yeah. Okay. You were surprised to see my colleague,
Not
Mr.
many sea
Kitsuragi.
lights here or anywhere other than Salem.
Right.
I meant no offense, truly.
Of course, you meant no offense when you said yellow man. Of course, no
Do
offense
you
was
remember
meant
how
there.
when we met Measurehead and I said the next races will be a really good one? Well,
Yes, I
this
do remember
is
that.
racist.
Yes. Our
Hey,
lucky
man.
racist.
All I meant was there are not many Sealites around here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just stating a fact.
Right. And what are they doing in that sail of theirs? Are they I really hope Kim like hooks onto this bit, otherwise this is going to be
The
extremely
lieutenant
awkward.
looks up at you, almost sadly.
Oh, no, Kim is not in on this
Oh,
bit.
no. Nothing like that. Definitely not scheming.
Oh, no, he thinks I'm on their side.
Not many
God damn it.
Sealites.
Do you remember how?
All right, I'm going to try and
Well, this
yes.
is that racist.
Will you grant us 3
Hey,
wishes,
man.
Gary? There we
All I
go.
meant was there are not many Sealites around here. I'm just
Mm-hmm.
stating a fact.
Do you have a problem with
No,
sail lights?
No problem at all.
Of course. Okay, an impenetrable smile at the lieutenant. Fair enough. Okay, this is composure. Gotcha. Which I am going to immediately level up. Where is composure? Ah-ha-ha. Ah-ha-ha-ha. Level up. Nice. Cool. Oh, yeah. And also, hardcore aesthetic is done. But I'm gonna leave that for now. 28%. Still low. Okay. I'm gonna go through all the options for this one. Actually, no. I'm gonna thank you for your cooperation and find out about the hardcore aesthetic.
Hardcore aesthetic.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes, drugs. We're talking
Drugs.
about drugs. Let's face it.
We're talking
these
about drugs.
flirtations
Yes.
with the hardcore aesthetic have all been leading up to one question. Can I do drugs harder now that I'm a hard cop?
Right.
And the answer is yes. You can.
Right.
You can do
Naturally.
one more blast of Pyrrolidon and yellow shit powder. You can even put
Shit
a ciggy
powder.
and a lager on top of that. There,
Mm.
you've truly made the hardcore your own thing now.
Oh, right. You've made hardcore your own thing now by adding heavy drugs and alcohol. Great. Love that for me. Okay. Cool. Well, isn't that nice? Who put the clothes in the trash? Analyze Gary's composure to find out if he's hiding something more. Is that going to be a white check?
Always a pleasure.
Is that a white
to see-
check?
I mean, officers.
This is a white check. You may retry it. Let's give it a go. Let's give it a go.
Is he? He's looking
Yeah, fair enough.
comfortable enough. Maybe it was just beads. Sounded like beads. But what kind of beads might a man like Gary be hiding beneath his clothes?
Are those prayer
I don't
beads I
pray,
keep hearing?
officer. Faith in non-existent helpers is a sign of weakness.
Mm.
Not for
Is it now?
Rockoian men such as ourselves.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, I guess I'll put more skill points into composure to open up this white check. Fair enough. Fair enough. I guess I've done all the talking to the crypto-fascist Gary for now.
That patch
Hello?
of reeds over there.
Oh.
It's a great place to hide something. Kind of out of
It is.
being so close to the water. Nothing.
What is this about?
Just a hunch. The hunch passes, leaving you there, by the old boy bobbing in the water. Time to go.
What? What do you mean? Something bobbing? Buoy bobs in the water. The number on it says 11. Okay. I feel like I missed something there. Well, I think let's actually run around here and see what we can find. No boat in the boathouse today. Boathouse is shoddily constructed. Strong breeze might knock it over. What do we got here? What do we got over here? Ancient paint. What do we got here?
A scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall, reaching from one corner to the other.
Something's definitely gone down here.
Correct. The density of the bullet holes is unusual. Even in a general average bullet hole frequency, nothing makes sense.
True. Yeah, this looks like a firing range sort of deal.
A lot of bullet holes. Looks like
Yes.
automatic rifle fire. Something you don't see these days. Nothing for us to do.
Right.
Let's move along.
Well, I've learned about the bullet holes on the plaza. I learned about the bullet holes in the backyard. I knew about the revolution, and I knew about Felder Electrical. So let's give this a go.
A row of ghostly shades stand facing
Hey,
the wall.
yes, firing squad.
There are
Yeah.
many of them. A dozen at
Yeah.
least. Their heads lowered and eyes blindfolded. It's quiet. No sound. No movement. 10 meters away, other shades are lined up in an orderly manner.
Yep.
Automatic rifles primed. A gust of wind blows by. The coats of the firing squad flap slowly in the breeze. A single person stands on the side.
Yeah, I see him.
Droplets of
I
rain
see him.
fall on the wooden planks. The surrounding sand
Okay.
dunes. The clouds block out any rays of light. A long
Right.
time has passed since the moment of this fusillading. Rain and brine
Right.
have since washed all the blood away. Not a trace
Uh-huh.
remains.
Right, but is this any more important than the other stuff that we've seen from the Resistance and Rebellion and whatnot?
The abundance
What is
of
this?
bullet holes leads to two options. Either an inordinate amount of executions were performed here, or they did not use a conscience round, where only one
Right.
soldier has the loaded rifle. Looks like this was a mass execution with everyone
Yeah.
fully armed.
Yeah, so let's look at the people
host
against
of
the
men.
wall.
Probably in everyday clothes. Ragged
Right.
From the conflict and
How
covered in
would I
dust.
know this?
They were not sitting, a common practice for executions in some nations, as demonstrated by the height level of the bullet holes.
Okay. Cool.
stand
Good to know.
Facing the wall, it's impossible to discern any
Yeah.
details about their personality or background.
Well, of course not. We're looking at a
Ordinary
wall.
people, familiar,
Sure.
each and every one of them.
Yeah, but like, who were they if we're
Comrades,
able to know?
The forsaken, the wretched, who tried to rise against the horrors of the world.
Right, and then we look at the
7
line
men
of
in
soldiers.
combat uniforms and dark coats, holding automatic rifles aimed at the people. Soldiers from some side, but from which one?
Hard to know, I
Men of
suppose.
Dark duty.
And who were
Murderers,
they?
Twisted by orders, young boys forced
Right.
into killing.
Okay, let's look at the person
The
standing
comrade.
on the side.
The one who gives the order. Machine gun fire
Right.
crackling through the air. The lights of the muzzle
Yes.
flashes dancing on his face.
All right, so Kim, who might have been who in this
I don't know.
execution?
I don't know who died here.
Okay.
I ended up beside that horrible wall. It could have
Great,
been any
thank
of the
you.
parties involved in the revolution.
So very helpful, Kim.
Perhaps the
Thank you
ones
so much.
executed here were the loyalist conservatives killed by the communists at the
Perhaps.
start of the civil war. Or it
Perhaps.
could have been the communists put to death during the last
Could have
stretch
been.
of the conflict by the coalition forces.
Great.
Remember what Trent Heidelstein said about Veld?
Ah, what if it was the Feld personnel when their assets were being seized by the
Another likely
revolutionaries? Sure.
Or maybe
Or what about people from the coalition, the so-called moralists?
It's very unlikely the coalition forces were the ones who died here.
Okay.
They were always the last ones against the wall.
Interesting.
To be
Interesting.
honest,
Okay.
If a coalition member was anyone in this situation, it was the commandant, the superior giving
Okay.
the orders.
All right.
cold
Well,
sea
goodbye to
wind
this whole
blows
scene.
away the figures.
Cool. Glad we've mapped that all out. Love that for us. Great. Old ticket taker booth no longer in operation. People paid money to park here? No one would pay now. Okay, what else are we looking at around here? Oh, that's a person. That's a person. Didn't realize the door's not only barred shut, it is inaccessible. Hello? First responsibility, then stability, then prosperity.
As you approach,
Hello?
the man turns and greets
Oh
you
my
with a
gosh, it's the
polite
Sunday
wave.
friend. Hello, Mr. Sunday friend. My favorite character of all
He
time.
appears completely at ease, like a common
As he
holiday
would.
maker.
As he would.
Ah,
Cheers to
Cooper,
you.
It's the officer. I was not expecting to run into you again, but things have a funny way of turning out, no?
I was expecting to run into you
What brings
again.
down to the scenic Martinez coast.
I was wondering what you're doing out here.
Well, that's très simple.
Mm-hmm.
I was visiting the
Oh,
fishing
is it?
village just north of here. They have applied
Okay.
for a series of microloans to revitalize the old
Oh
village.
no,
And,
have
well,
they?
I wish to see the situation firsthand. And then,
Okay.
well, I had some extra time on my hands, so I decided to stroll down here. It's quite peaceful.
Right. Right. Yeah, it's
Yes.
lovely.
There's nothing like a stroll along the coast to lift one's spirits.
You're so right. Did you know that there was a mass execution literally
Really?
right over there?
Here?
Yeah.
How can you be sure?
It's literally, well, for one, that wall over there is literally covered in
Is that
bullet
what those
holes.
pockmarks are? I might have
Pockmarks, sure.
Fascinating how much history is contained right here. If only one knows where to look for it.
I feel like I see what the game is doing with this character, and I really
There's
admire it.
something you could say here.
Mm-hmm.
If only you really knew what was going on.
Mm-hmm. Actually, there was something else I wanted to ask you
I'm all
about.
ears, officer.
I need your help forming a committee. I'm trying to assign la responsabilité.
If it's la responsabilité you're after, I have good news for you.
Mm.
There's no need to form such a committee because it already exists.
Oh, be still my beating
The
heart.
Comité de Responsabilité de Revachol. It acts as a sort of clearinghouse for
Ah.
corporate entities. To put it simply,
Clearinghouse, what
they
is-
are the ultimate arbiters of la responsabilité in this part of the world.
Ah. Well, that's very
Yes,
exciting.
This is just the sort of reasonable authority. you're looking
Absolutely. We love some reasonable
I would
authority
offer to
around
contribute
here.
to the committee myself, but alas, I am not actually in Martinez.
What do you mean? What do you mean? When you say that, what do you
Easy
mean?
then. He's speaking
What-
figuratively. He means he's not in Martinez in his official capacity.
Right. You're only here on
This is it.
personal business.
Officially, I
Ah.
am still in La Delta, preparing for an upcoming conference on fuel oil derivatives.
Right. Unofficially, he's being a
That's why
Sunday
it would be
friend.
extremely irregular, or potentially
Mm.
even inappropriate for me
I
to
see.
intercede with the committee concerning a district I'm not officially in.
Right. So then how do you suggest I contact the committee then?
Under ordinary circumstances, the committee
Mhm.
contacts you.
I think we can both agree that these are not exactly ordinary
In other words,
circumstances.
the committee only knows what it wants to know.
But if you have information of a vital interest, they might be willing to
Uh-huh.
entertain an exception. In which
Right.
case, I would advise you to contact them via Coalition Warship Archer.
Whoa, what?
Officer,
What is that?
You mean to say that you haven't noticed the giant coalition aerostatic peacefully
what?
patrolling the skies over Rivashon?
Peacefully patrolling. You mean there's a freaking dirigible floating around here? I haven't
You
been
follow
seeing
the
that.
man's gaze out toward
Uh-huh.
the west,
Oh, we're zooming
There,
out.
hanging
Oh, we're
some
zooming
distance
out.
above the horizon. You can just make
Okay.
out a strange silhouette. It
Perhaps.
looks to your eye like some kind of long metallic.
Oh, we got
fish
ourselves a goddamn
suspended
Zeppelin.
beneath a number of ceiling fans.
Mmm.
Not just any fish. It moves like some ancient bottom
Man, I've
feeder
been getting my
gliding
morale
over the
healed
ocean
like
floor
nobody's
in
business
search of
today.
prey.
I can't believe
That
I
is
never
part of the
noticed it
idea,
before.
of course. The coalition
Great.
doesn't
Love
want the
that.
people of Revachol to feel that they are under a military occupation.
Of course
That
not.
is why
Of
the
course
archer is
not.
always careful to maintain a constant, discreet distance.
Of course, as it must at all times. Okay, why do I need to go through Archer
You
to
see,
speak to the
in
committee?
addition to being an airborne artillery platform, Coalition Warship Archer is also the linchpin of the Coalition's surveillance and communications infrastructure in Revachol.
This is some Winter Soldier shit right here. Is what this is. It's watching us too.
It has the
Great.
most objective vantage
Love it.
point in the entire city.
Oh, the
Not
most
to mention
objective
a vast array of
vantage
radio,
point.
photographic, and meteorological monitoring instruments. I find
Love
it a
that.
great
Love
comfort
that
to
for
know there
us.
are benevolent powers
Ah.
watching over all, in strict accordance with the Wayfarer Act and the Bristol-Müller Convention.
It's so nice to have these very clearly benevolent powers watching over all. That's so lovely. How does one go about contacting a coalition warship?
This is quite the problem. Very tricky. Of course, the Archer has orders to fire on any unidentified aerostatics that might approach it.
Right.
So it might be safer to get in touch from the ground.
Jeez. Okay. I don't. Suddenly, this whole La Responsibility route is starting to get to be a bit more. I thought we were just going to be talking to some people,
But in that case,
you know.
require a radio transmitter capable of broadcasting on coalition frequencies. And that kind of technology naturally isn't typically available for non-coalition use. Yes, it is a bit of a conundrum.
It is a bit of a conundrum. You said it there, Sunday friend.
Some way to circuit bend your way onto those frequencies, but you'd have to be one of those techno tinkerers to do it.
So, what am I supposed to... Okay. Do you know any of these tinkerers, by chance?
No.
I didn't think so. Didn't think
I am merely
so.
a representative of the coalition government. Not very
Of course. Of course not.
Sounds like something that programmer we met in the church might be able to handle.
Yeah. You're
Let
absolutely
me just
right.
say that I have complete confidence in the RCM. I'm
Of course
sure
you do.
you'll figure
Of course you
something
do. We absolutely will. Thank you for
Always
your
my pleasure
time.
to be of assistance to the RCM. Godspeed. And if we don't meet again, bonne chance.
Bon chance to you as well, sir. Great. My favorite character of all time in this game, all the times ever. My favorite character. Okay. Let's get ourselves back to that freaking church and see if our friend can't help us out with tinkering. Get a little tinkering on. Take a little tinker, if you might say. And I will say, despite the fact that many people might not want me to say. Oh wait, yeah, it's right over here. It's right here. Beautiful. Let's go. Okay. Alright, I didn't expect to be here again this soon, but here we are. Hello, ma'am. Hey, Suna. Ooh, boy. Very low, pale unknown. Right. It's not a paying job, but could you help me contact Coalition Warship Archer?
Bend onto coalition radio frequencies.
You
want to know
yes.
if it's possible? Probably.
Yes.
Is it a good idea?
Great.
I'm not so sure.
That wasn't a
The main
question.
difficulty will be finding an antenna powerful enough to reach those frequencies.
Okay.
Unfortunately, you can't exactly buy mecha long wave antennas off the shelf.
Oh, that's a shame.
Even
Okay.
the RCM has to receive special approval from the coalition to access that kind of
Interesting.
equipment.
Okay. The radio relay tower at Land's End. Could that work?
That tower
Oh,
is barely
well.
able to transmit shortwave signals across the bay.
Okay.
To generate mecha low frequencies, we're going to need a much larger antenna.
Okay,
I don't see
understood.
an alternative. We're just going to have to build the antenna ourselves.
Okay. We can just build an
From a
antenna?
technical view, it's not even difficult. The difficult part will be finding the right location. We need
Okay.
metal,
All right.
a
Sounds
lot
good
of
to
it.
me.
The taller the structure, the better. Something that is
Great.
prominent and easily accessible. If it's near a power source, even better.
Let's give this a go. Even odds. Even odds. Let's give this a try.
Antennas
Nope. Never mind.
tall things, right?
Antennas are basically just tall things. We could use the steeple of
No,
this
we could
church.
not. This church is
No.
made of wood. I'm not sure you understand how radios work.
I'm not sure I do either, but I'll come back when I can conceptualize better. I gotta learn how to conceptualize. I gotta learn how to compose myself better. There are just so many things I need to get better at nowadays. Okay. Well, see what else we can find around here. See what else we can find around here. What do we got on this whole deck? Oh, this is where we were. Hello, what is this? What is this?
Someone has left an unidentifiable article of clothing on this railing. It smells really bad.
It looks like it could smell really bad. Let's take a closer
seagull
look.
Shit entangled with pieces of seaweed. A dangling arm suggests that there might be a jacket beneath the crust of filth.
Right. I used to play bass for Crust of Filth.
Please tell me you're not taking that with you. A clue.
It might be a
You
clue.
think our suspect is a seagull who's been defecating on unsuspecting jackets?
Could have been multiple seagulls.
A poet could write a dozen verses and still
I-
to capture the profound vexation in that sigh.
I get so much joy out of making Kim sigh
You should
like
still
that.
take it.
I should definitely still take it. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take the jacket. Filthy jacket. Let's take a look at this freaking thing here. Jacket. This filthy rag has been at the mercy of the elements for quite some time. It's streaked with seagull shit and abnormally stiff from God knows what natural processes. Can't even tell what brand it is. Let's not worry about it. Let's take a good long look at this
In your
thing.
hands, it makes an uncomfortable crunching sound.
Ooh, we love jackets making a crunching sound. That's the best. How did this
It's a
jacket get so
sword of filthy
disgusting?
tale, not for the weak. Are you sure you can stomach it?
I think so. I'm
It
gonna think
occurs
about
to
it.
you that you're not even holding the jacket itself, but rather
Right.
the thick crust of jetsam and
Yes.
seagull shit that ensconces
Yeah,
it.
there's a heavy natural lacquer that's been imbued onto this jacket. I am aware of that.
Sea creature, tangled in great
Right.
strands of seaweed. It must have spent quite some time in the water before the tide deposits it.
Yes.
ashore.
Okay, but what is the crust
Somehow,
made of?
It was carried
Go
or
into that.
dragged to the boardwalk. If not
Yes.
by human hands, then perhaps the feral dogs that prowl the beaches at night.
I don't know how it would be feral dogs, because then how does it end up on top of this
The faint
fence?
impressions of many footprints are also present, though it's impossible to tell what kind or how many. Suffice to say, the jacket spent some time on the ground before someone draped it over the railing.
Right. So then what happened once
The
someone
crust
put it on the
is
railing?
hard. This jacket spent at least a day baking in the
At
sun.
least.
Who knows what happened to it then?
I don't know. Maybe nothing.
Somewhere, high above the city, a pair of seagulls trace loops through the air.
Great. Thank
They
you,
are like
Shivers.
the bombardiers of the aerostatic brigades,
Right.
gliding above a target
Thank you.
environment.
That's one way of putting it. Target-rich
All of a
environment.
sudden,
Jeez.
The Bombay doors open, and their white glittering payload rushes to the ground.
Wait.
Splat.
Right.
An explosion of
Uh-huh.
light on a man's shoe. A curse goes up, but the birds do not hear.
Why did I just spend all this time thinking about seagull shit? Why did we need to think about this?
It's
Shivers?
too late. You've already thought about it.
Right.
And now your hands are covered in muck.
Perhaps I should wipe my hands on my pants and thus soil my
What?
pants.
No, then it'll just be on your pants. This is a disaster.
I'm not
You'll
worried.
never get the smell out.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Wait, I'm gonna interact with it again. Hang on.
Of papers hanging from the board, with the permeable
oh.
It's barely held together by a clip, then made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner.
Great, thank you. Can I read the case files now?
It's proving to be harder than expected.
God damn it.
Don't have the intellectual.
God damn it. Smell the ledger.
Food is rubbed off on the cellulose. It now
I like smelling things today.
Experience. This base surrounded by a faint air of spoiled meat. The stuff of death itself.
The stuff of death itself.
The citrus zest of toilet cleaner.
Ah, that's an interesting touch.
Like the bits they put into public piss bowls. Probably
right.
Fermi discrete. Or
yes.
Or something.
At
some point in its journey, the ledger has seen the inside of a public toilet.
Yes, Sylvia already told me that I had dunked it in the toilet.
In the toilet before getting chucked into the trash. Why are you sniffing it?
I'm just following the leads, you know.
Nose for no reason is not conducive to case cracking, Bud.
I'm sorry. Bud? Are you angry with me, Nose?
Turns out your nose doesn't like self-indulgent literal shit huffing. Quelle fucking surprise.
All right.
Come on, no more. The ledger is going back down, away from your nose now.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right, I need to level up logic now as well. Isn't that just great? Cool. Okay, well, we found that, which, you know, lucky for us. Big fortune for that. What else can we find around here? Oh, this is where we were. Okay. Oh, hello.
Gust of wind. They're covered in a thick layer of grime. They must have been like this for 40 years.
Lieutenant, can you make out what's inside?
I won't even try.
No, me neither.
You know, I had a partner once.
What?
They called him Eyes.
Oh.
Because he had to show me things. It's that bad.
Oh. I see.
This
understood.
Eyes. Things didn't end. It saddens him to say his name. Don't ask. He wouldn't answer. Maybe some small talk.
Can you still shoot, though?
It's odd how that works.
Nice. Okay.
I'm no sharpshooter, but I passed my shooting courses 7 out of 10.
That's not bad. That's not bad at all. All right. Well, what a lovely conversation to be had. Okay. Oh, hello. Oh, this looks like a trap.
There's a trap in the reeds at your feet. Looks like the same one you saw Morel set before.
Yes.
Same mesh, same wiring. Locusts
reach for the trap.
Crawling around in the trap, confused but uneaten. You see no carnivorous reed phasmid gorging on them.
Big surprise.
That's a shame.
Anyway, 1 down, 3 to go.
It'll be in the next one. Actually, no, I'm just going to say nothing and then put the trap down.
On the ground, among the reeds. The reeds
look around for a little bit.
Toward the sand. You see slabs of concrete
good.
North. In the east, the city center hums to you. The constant, distant song. Louder
Jeez. Okay. All right. All right. All right, Shivers. You can... Enough of that. All right. What? Take on a lot of responsibility. Inspect the traps. Check the trap near the boathouses west of the Feld building. Right. I'm gonna check on this one.
This is the trap Morel just set.
Yeah.
Check it. This trap is also full of panicked locusts. No sign of any cryptozoological beast inside.
Of course not.
Another empty trap.
I know. I'm just gonna say nothing and just. All right.
The reeds by the abandoned. The later it gets, the colder.
All right. And then I feel like there was another one. Wait, hello? It's almost impossible to get a fire going near this, or this near to the ocean. Okay, this is the Feld building, right? West of the Feld building. What we got here? Money. Don't mind if I do. Hey, what's in this house here? some magnesium for my morale, and some oversized superstar glasses. Don't mind if I do. Okay, and then there's another trap.
This trap's not too hard to spot once you know
No.
what to look for. Keep nothing but locusts in this
Reach
trap
for it.
as well.
Nothing but locusts.
Definitely
All right.
cryptozoological monstrosity.
Empty as
Fair
well.
enough.
One more of these and we're done.
Yep. Yep. Are you
Oh,
getting
no, I'm sorry.
tired?
I didn't mean to complain.
Mhm.
It's just
Behind you, the ruin. When this district was
Right. Yep. Thank you. Okay, there was one more, right? Also, I'm gonna look at at all those. Check the trap in Land's End, far northeast of the Feld building. Gotcha. Northeast of the Feld building. Got it. And then we can head back to the Whirling and give good old Lena our update. Lena and Morel our update on those traps. And then we can be done with that. That'll be nice. Finally found the cryptozoologist. We have finally completed the quest for the cryptozoologist's wife. I'm actually very excited for this. Hello? No, nothing over there. Okay. We have not been this far up north. Or we know we have, because I remember this door being here. What's around here? I feel like there's something over here. Oh, a white polo shirt. Sure. And some money. Fine with me. Fine with me. Okay. Further up. No. Ooh, what do we have here? A yellow button? A yellow? Cigarette butts cleaned under a rock. Brand Tumutiri. Alright, fair enough. Is this the... Someone's made a campfire here not a long time ago. Okay, what do we got here? Rusted broken control box for the radio relay tower. Ladder is too rusty to climb. The sea air has eaten away at it. Relay tower coordinates boat traffic in the bay. Barely. Okay. Oh, hello. Scented scarf. Interesting. Okay. What do we got over there? Tiny inlets. Got it. Got it. Where's our... Alright. Tumutiri. Seems important somehow. Alright. Oh, here we are. Northeast.
it takes you
Here it
away,
is.
but finally you spot the last of Morel's traps.
Mm-hmm.
The trap feels light and
Wait.
silent as you pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
Something is
Wait.
different here.
Is it?
No locusts.
Look closer. No locusts. Okay.
No phasmid
Okay.
either, but still.
well.
Look
the
closer
date
still.
worked on something. This doesn't mean
Mm-hmm.
it was a reed monster, though.
It
Unless you see one
doesn't.
in there, I just see an empty trap.
Right. But, like, it means that
The
something
netting was a
got
little
in there.
untidy, messier than the others. Like someone or
Uh-huh.
something picked up the trap and shook it before dropping it back down on the ground.
Hmm. Do get the feeling that someone or something may have messed
Perhaps
with
all
the trap.
cryptozoologists have competition in the form of an actual entomologist, or
Oh,
someone else
maybe.
specializing them. I could present more
Okay.
theories, but then I would be taking this on as a case, which I'm not.
We should be taking this on as a case, alongside the real murder case, but we should be taking this on as a real case, quite frankly. What if it was the phasmid? What if it
Right.
ate them and then got out?
Anyway, that's for the cryptozoologists to figure out now.
True.
We are not cryptozoologists. We are cops.
The
Now,
reeds
with that
sway
attitude-
in the coastal breeze. The wind picks up here, near the cape's
Mhm.
end.
Mm-hmm. All right.
We've
Well,
checked all the
right. All right. Well, we can report back to our boys. Oh, hello. Whoop. Boardwalk rises to... Okay, thank you. Thank you for that. Ooh, maybe I should check on this door here. I wonder if there's anything I can do here.
Guards the depot.
Impossible.
The wind has blown
Okay.
a sand dune in front of it.
Not gonna worry about it. Not gonna worry about it for now. Let's just go back to the church so that we can fast travel back to the whirling. And travel here. Nice. All right. Lena, where you at? There she is with her man. It's nice to see. It's nice to see.
Great to see you again,
Very nice to
sister.
see.
My
Good to
wife
see you,
can't wait
Morel.
to thank you. Go on. Talk.
I will. Okay. All right. I was going to tell you about the traps first, but okay.
Oh, sweetie, I don't even know how to thank you for finding my husband and helping him out.
It's nothing.
I hope we haven't been too much trouble for you.
It was just on my way while I was working the case, and also very much out of my way, but I enjoyed
want to
it.
give you a small token of my gratitude.
Ooh.
It's a tie, Mexican origin. The pin is an antique,
Ooh.
quite special.
Very
The little
nice.
silvery knot
Thank
holding
you.
the tie together feels warm in your hand. It's in the shape
Aw.
of an avian skull with 8
Ooh.
eyes.
Oh, that's cool. That's so cool. Also, you never told me that you've seen the
You don't
Phasmid.
want to hear about some old woman's
I
ramblings.
absolutely do. I always have wanted to hear about some old woman's ramblings.
Nonsense. Your description of the Phasmid is the most precise I've ever heard.
I love this relationship. I love how supportive these two are of each
Darling,
other.
I didn't even get the size of it right.
You were a child, my dear. Really. It's extraordinary what you were able to describe. Now go on. Tell our friend about it. He's proven
Aw,
his
I'm his
interest in the
friend.
field.
Reflectively,
have.
the lieutenant readies his familiar notebook.
Get ready, Kim.
Well,
Take some
it
notes
was
here.
Summer. I was building a racing track out of sand on the beach near a tall stand of reeds. Quite a tall one.
Right.
Many times my height, I remember. When all of a sudden,
Wait, where was
getting
this and
ahead
how
of
old were you?
myself. I was 5 and a half
'Kay.
in Betancourt in the suburbs. My grandmother
Gotcha.
had a summer home there.
Lovely.
She'd
Lovely.
just started
Continue.
forming memories. Real memories. Not the billowy haze of infanthood.
The strangest
Okay, what
moment
happened?
of my life. I looked up and one of the reeds moved. Not like a plant, but like a living thing.
Right.
It stood up and looked at me. Its body
Very
unfolded
strange.
like some antique toy.
I don't like
Never
that.
seen
I don't like that
anything
one
like
bit.
it. I didn't know
Okay.
this can happen, so I reached my arm and touched the thing. It
Right.
felt just like a stalk of reed, but it moved, swaying,
Mm.
towering above me. After a while, 20 seconds, a minute maybe, it left, went into the reeds.
I don't think I want to find this thing. This sounds creepy.
Tried,
Did you
but
follow
I
it?
was only a child. There was mud and high water. I couldn't see it anymore. I was just standing
Right.
there, knee deep in mud, looking around me.
Where did you go?
Uh-huh.
Don't go.
I ran back
Then what?
home to my grandmother and asked her if reeds could walk, and told her they were looking at me. Of course, she just laughed at me, but I knew what I'd seen. For years,
course you
it
did.
was a story I told at parties when I wanted to impress boys, that sort of thing.
Of course.
Of course.
You
most
would have
people
impressed
just
me.
Took it as a strange, amusing anecdote. So did I.
Which
honestly.
it is that.
But then I met Morel.
We were on a date. Can you imagine?
Ah.
She tells me a story, and it's the most detailed report of the Insulindian Phasmid I've ever heard. The
Right.
sounds. She told me it hissed.
It did.
Right.
Yes. Like reeds in a gust of wind.
The way it moved, the colour, how some of its limbs were white, like marble. It matched perfectly with what I know from other accounts. It was amazing.
Ah, this is adorable. This is
If it weren't
adorable.
for Lena, I might have given up hope years ago. It's no
Aw.
exaggeration to say that she restored my faith in my profession.
Oh, this is so cute. All right, so you were on a date.
Yes.
The glass
Oh.
is tender, yes, but tempered by something else. A thought she can't express, even to him. Interesting.
Right. Okay. There's something else going on there. Its limbs are
Not all of
white.
them. There is some white coloration reported, along with beige, where the camouflage
Right.
ends.
Okay,
It's
interesting.
hard
How
to say
big was
big
it?
things are when you're quite small yourself. To me,
That's
it
fair.
seemed to be taller than I was then, but
I mean,
that's
might have been.
probably not the case.
I thought
Kim,
it
what do
was
you
a
think of
wonderful
this?
story, ma'am.
Nice.
But I
Thank you,
don't believe
Kim.
it. A child left unattended on a warm day. Children make up stories and then end up believing them.
I'm not gonna suggest that she imagined it. Thank you for sharing this with me, Lena. It's
You're
been a
welcome,
pleasure.
sweetie. I do appreciate the chance to relive it whenever I get one. It was just such an impossibly sunshiny day. So warm.
Oh,
And she could get up and walk right into the reeds on her own, into the mud, anywhere.
exactly. And that's all for now, ma'am. That is all for now. All right. All right. Now I want to talk to you about the traps.
Nothing like the gratitude of a good woman. Now then,
So true.
what can I do for you?
Oh, he gives me a gruff pat on the shoulder. Ow, Morel likes
He
me.
tries
That's
to play
nice.
cool, remain professorial,
Okay.
but inside, this man is itching for some news on
Yes.
those traps.
I'm gonna get to the traps. I checked them.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And?
One of them was
Completely
empty. Yes, there was nothing in the trap, no locusts, but also no
locusts.
phasmid.
No phasmid either?
Yeah,
That's not ideal, but
it is something.
It just means the Insulindian phasmid is even more clever than we thought.
Sure, that could be a conclusion that we land on.
More clever.
All right, Kim, just let
yes,
this happen.
The Phantasmadeia picked off the locusts and escaped. This is good
Sure.
news, though we'll have to reconsider the design of the traps.
Mm.
Make them more secure.
There you go. There you go. You tried a method. It yielded certain results. You fine tune it.
To the reeds.
Another trip to the reeds. Shut up, Gary. That's exactly what it is. It's a very deft hunter, this phasmid.
Be sarcastic. Unless you have an alternative hypothesis.
I wasn't trying to be sarcastic.
Mine stands.
I wasn't trying to be sarcastic,
Actually,
Morel.
Excuse me for getting emotional. This is a big
Yeah.
deal for us. You've helped us twice now, and brought
I'm
some
trying my
great news
best.
too. My gratitude, and the gratitude of the Société Cryptozoologique de Ravachol, is yours.
Ah, yes, the SCR.
Heartfelt gratitude.
Anytime.
Does it feel like closure? What really happened?
I don't know, and I'm sad that I didn't get to talk to him
Thank
about the
you,
Cold
it's
Mamba
an
Daqua.
We should
It
probably
truly
return
is.
to our main investigation here. This has been refreshing.
We should.
But
It
Helping
has.
cryptozoologists isn't really a priority for our organization, is it? The lieutenant looks
No,
out
I
the
suppose
window
not.
impatiently. Damn it, Lieutenant. Have you no intellectual curiosity?
Well, hey, interfacing some high odds here. Let's give it a go.
Consider the way the entity
Hey,
was disturbed,
let's go.
as though
Let's go.
shaken. Most likely the hands of a young person. Hands small enough to fit inside the trap, too.
Oh.
You should ask the
Ooh.
red-headed boy, Kuno.
Oh, Kuno. I think there's this little shit over in the yard next to here. He's a little shit named Kuno. May have
little
stolen the
hooligan.
locusts.
But what would a child want with bags?
Who knows what Kuno wants? Kuno wants whatever he wants, you know? Kuno's a strange beast.
Morel, you've been an old man for too long.
Mm-hmm.
Kids love to torment insects almost as
They
much
really
as they
do.
love to torment old folks.
That is so true, and I will talk to the little gremlin and see if anything comes up. I love that I have another excuse to talk to Kuno.
my favorite.
Oh, you've been such a dear to us. Please let us know whatever you turn up. I have a feeling we're getting so close.
You just might be.
I see you've got all the help you need. I'll see you tonight at my place. Let's play suzerainty, but no more field trips for me.
All right, fair enough. What, Morel? Why do you hang out with this guy?
He may respect the
law,
but mostly wants to pass on.
Yeah.
You won't get a chance to
yeah.
you walk out of here.
Yeah, I see that. Okay.
He may well still be hiding something.
I see that.
It's too late.
Great. Okay, good to know.
We're getting somewhere here.
Yeah.
I'd love to play suzerainty, but...
Lena, I'm sorry, but you're not getting anywhere. It was some kids.
Gary,
I know the little mutants.
What the hell are you...
Leave anything out in the open and they'll steal it, even if it's bugs.
Gary, why the hell are you trying to break the heart of Lena, the cryptozoologist's wife? Actually, I feel weird calling Lena the cryptozoologist's wife when Lena is really her own cryptozoologist. I'm just going to call Lena the cryptozoologist.
It's been fun, really, but I need a bath and I have deliveries to
handle. Of course he takes baths. Of course Gary takes baths.
No need to apologize, Gary. You'd be more than helpful. We'll have to take a rain check on that game of suzerainty today, though. We're going to follow this through.
As you should,
Man to
Morel.
break formation is always a blow to leadership. This is
true
than he lets on.
True. Speaking of Gary, have you noticed anything off about him?
No, of course not.
Why? Really? What do you mean, of course not? Are you sure?
He's been a little unenthusiastic about the trip.
Uh-huh.
More so than usual.
Uh-huh.
That's understandable. He just wants to get home and warm up.
Okay, but like...
But this is unusual. Gary's been to the jungle with him. To places way more challenging than the coast.
Yeah.
Why so eager to go home?
Yeah. I'm gonna get going. I wonder if I can...
Always a pleasure.
Talk to this guy.
Once more, you hear that odd clicking sound coming from Gary.
Morel felt Gary's weird. Let's give it another go. It's even odds now. Let's give it a go.
He keeps shifting.
Shit. Well, alright. Never mind.
You can't make head or tail of this sound. And honestly, it's rude to stare.
Alright, fine. I'll level up my composure and get back to it. Missing insects case. Ask Kuno about the empty trap and then take a look around the yard. Find out the real reason why the trap was empty. Local kids might know. Gotcha. Okay. We're gonna go talk to Kuno in the next episode. I am so glad that we finally are getting some closure on the cryptozoologist arc. I'm very thrilled about this. That was one of the earliest missions that we got in this game. And so to see that all get wrapped up in this process has been lovely to see. I like Morel. I like Lena. Gary can get fucked. But it's been a lot of fun. So hopefully you're enjoying yourself as well. If you're, this far into the series, hopefully you are enjoying yourself. And if you are, maybe you want to click that like button. You can also leave your thoughts in the comments below. If you've been surprised or concerned by any of my choices thus far, let me know. And if you haven't subscribed while you're watching part 21, I think, of my Disco Elysium playthrough, this would probably be a good time to start. This would be a good time to subscribe. And yeah, until next time, thank you very much, and I'll see you later.